28:13. The title of our message is Creating Me a Clean Heart. Tonight we will talk about having a heart to confess our sins to God, which allows us to build a solid and secure relationship between God and ourselves. Now we need to realize this because we can't just change our hearts. Yeah, we talk about change and we talk about the importance of change, but in order for change to be permanent, we need a new creation to take place. And so tonight we're going to talk about a heart that needs to be recreated in the likeness of the Lord. We can't keep the same heart that we had all this time and expect to have different results. And as we go through this, I pray that we remember that this is something that we, a gem, if you would, that we would keep for all the time on our journey here until God calls us home. Now, I know for myself that in this journey between me and Jesus, I will make some bad choices. I love the Lord with all my heart, but I have fleshy attitudes or flesh desiring actions, such as if you cut me off on the road, I don't tell you hallelujah. In my brain, I call you a jerk and all that kind of stuff. Okay? Now, nobody sees me, but it doesn't make it right. If you stab me in the back, I will stab you in the front, right? I need Jesus. I have anger problems. I have different, issues. I can get jealous. Anybody can get jealous? Anybody get irritated? Anybody get frustrated? Right? When all those things start happening, self starts kicking in, and self starts to preserve self, and self starts to automatically desire what is best for self. Does that make sense? So that's our problem. So how do we change that? Because we need to change, but in order to change, we need to have a brand new start, a new heart. When I make mistakes, I have the choice to confess or not. Now, it gotta go a little bit deeper than that. Because how many of you guys sin and goes, Lord, I'm sorry, but you never really mean it? Nobody really did that. I'm the pastor guy. Sometimes I go, Lord, forgive me, but I'm like, no, Lord, I hope they deserve everything they get. Right? And the Lord goes, you are nasty. And I gotta repent. And when I repent, I need to be remorseful to the point where I'm crushed. My spirit is broken. Do you know that the best sacrifice to the Lord, or offering, I should say, to the Lord is a broken spirit? You ever realize that when you read scripture? Even when you first came to the Lord, the best thing you could sacrifice or offer to God was your broken spirit. Lord, I cannot do it anymore. I surrender. I give you all of me. And something crazy happened. Right? And then we kind of got back in our flesh, and then we find that our walk is kind of going like this now. We kind of wonder what's happening. Well, we got kind of numb to that promise or that offering of a broken spirit, and all of a sudden we're back doing things on our own. And that's why it's important for us to evaluate our hearts all the time. Lord, am I doing something wrong? Am I acting? Because it's easy to do mistakes, little mistakes along the way, and not think much of it till you are so deep in it that you don't even see it. Right? And that's why when somebody confronts you, you get mad. You're like, who are you to tell me? And then all the blaming stuff starts coming up. Right? And then you start getting this big issue. Something about sin I want you guys to understand. Sin will lead you to hide sin. And in order to hide sin, you got to sin some more. And then you got to sin some more. Before you know it, you're so deep in sin, you just mad at the world. Why? Because it has control over you. Now, we cannot just pretend. We need to be truly remorseful. I've learned that when I don't confess my sins or my wrongs, doings, it starts to hinder my relationship with God. Right? I don't feel like praying today. I don't feel like worshiping. I don't feel like reading. Now, there's a problem with that. I'm not saying that we cannot struggle in those areas, because not every day we wake up screaming hallelujah and we want to read the scripture. But every day, regardless of how we feel, we should have an excitement to hear from God. The God we serve, remember, is the God that spoke stars into the places, spoke the sun and moon to rotate during the day and night. Right? I mean, the God we spoke planets into place and made Earth the one perfect place for us to exist. Out of all the planets in the whole universe, you know that only Earth is an Earth that's compatible for life from. You think that was an accident? I don't think so. Divine planning by God. Now this God that did all this is in love with you. And I don't know if that does anything for you, but if I could do cartwheels at 250, I would. But I might hurt myself and somebody along the way. This is so cool. Right? Proverbs 28:13. People who conceal their sins will not prosper, but if they confess and turn from them, they will receive mercy. Now this is a no-brainer. You don't need a scholar to interpret this. Right? This is clearly saying that if you are sinning and you're trying to hide it, you will never get ahead. Sin will always find you out. How many of you guys ever tried hiding sin and then it just, like, when you least expect it, it pops up? Yeah? You go, oh, I thought that was all taken care of. Right? And then now you have a bigger mess, right, to clean up. Well, I want you to understand this. This is speaking written this way because God is saying, I am the God of gods. My heart is to bless you. I sent Jesus Christ to the cross to die so that you would have salvation through him, eternity with me. At the same time, you have the blessings of the kingdom of heaven poured upon you here on earth. You know that you don't have to wait till you die to receive kingdom blessings. Okay, you guys gotta know this now. The only difference we will receive at our death is eternal life with Jesus. But the blessings of God is still available to us today. Right? So we have eternity in heaven, no longer suffering, crying, no more pain, all that good stuff. But here, right now, we can experience the blessings of God. We can experience answered prayers. You know, Eddie Boy has one. Later on, he has to talk to Eddie Boy. You know, Kalau has one. Later on, he has to talk to Kalau. Beverly and Frank has one. Later on, he has to talk to them. This is the blessings of God working through the life of those that fall upon him. And I'm sure that there's other people out there that has a testimony for you to hear of how good God has been to them. Now, I don't know about you, but I've read the Bible several times, and I really want the blessings of God to flow in my life. I don't want to cheat myself out of all that God has. And so I need to make sure that my heart is right with God. So I'm going to share a story with you, and then we're going to break it down into two gems that we can take with us that will help us, if we hold on to it, to become better Christians and better lovers of Jesus. Okay, so the Bible has a story about King David. How many of you guys know King David? Yeah. Okay, so King David had problems in his life, and with sin entering into his life, he started sabotaging his faith with God. He started to hide his sin instead of confess his sin. So the story goes like this. During the time of the year when the kingdoms at that time would go out for war, the king would normally go with their armies to fight these battles. Well, King David, for some reason, decided that he wanted to stay back at the palace and not follow his army into battle. So he's home hanging out one day, walking on the roof, and suddenly sees a woman bathing and gets infatuated. And so he calls his attendants, his servants, to go and bring the lady to the palace. Long story short, they do the nasty, right? And so she goes home and finds out later that she's pregnant. Now, King David realizes that he had sinned by sleeping with another man's wife. Now, the crazy thing is the other man is part of his army and is out at war. So when he finds out that Bathsheba is pregnant, he comes up with a plan to hide his sin. So he sends a notice out to his commander to send Bathsheba's husband back home. Bathsheba's husband's name, Uriah. So the commander sends Uriah back home. King David, he's crazy, right? He has a conversation with this guy before he sends him home to his wife. So they're talking and asking, so how's the battle? So nonchalant. I don't know, he must have been like really tripping, and he's like pretty much befriending Uriah and sends Uriah, he says, you know what, you go home to your wife and, you go and spend some time with her. Well, when he leaves, Uriah is moved with compassion for his men at war. That instead of going home, he sleeps at the palace gates with the guards. And so the king finds out that, hey, this guy didn't go back and sleep with his wife. He's messing up the plan. Right? So he calls Uriah, they have a talk again. Now the king needs to come up with another plan, right? Because the first one isn't working. So he's got a new plan. The new plan is, I'll get him drunk. Right? I'll get him drunk, then I'll send him home. So the king says, hang out in a couple of days, I'll send him back to the army, to fight. And so before that he leaves, the king invites him over for dinner and have a feast with him and gets him drunk and sends him home. Uriah, instead of going home, sleeps at the palace, at the gate, at the guards. The king is frustrated. It doesn't say that in scripture, but I would be frustrated, you know what I mean? A plan isn't working. And so he sends Uriah back to war. But when he does, he sends a letter with Uriah. And the letter tells the commander to take Uriah and put him in the front line at the most heated place of the battle. And when the enemies come out, draw back so that Uriah will be killed. Well, that is exactly what happens. So Uriah is out there in the front line. As the enemy comes to attack, the guards or the other army man moves back. The problem with this, and I want you guys to hear this, it's just a side note, is that not only Uriah is killed, but other men are killed. I want you guys to hear this. Your sin does affect other people. If you think it's just you that's going to get hurt, you're definitely wrong. People around you get hurt because of your sin. So, after this has happened, the commanding officer sends a note or a letter back to King David, saying to King David that Uriah has died in battle. Now, what happens is that Bathsheba hears about the news and she goes into mourning for her husband. At the end of the mourning period, David takes her into the palace and makes her one of his wives, covering up that sin. And so, I don't know about you, but I'm thinking like David, I think I got this one covered. Well, David's problem was just about to start. And I love this, because you know that when you love the Lord, when you sin, it bothers you. Right? And we can tend to make excuses depending on the sin and how much we let it bother us. Right? That's not too bad. Other people do it. Yeah. But the problem is, it sabotages our relationship with God. And so what's going on now is David thinks he's in the clear. Life looks like it's going to be normal, but something happens. How many of you realize that God loves you too much to allow you to continue to walk in the way that you're destroying your life? God loves you too much. Then you're thinking, oh, how come I got busted on the drug test all this time, only now? Why? God loves you too much to let you continue to sabotage your faith. And so God loves David. And David thinks he's got this all covered. And God loves David so much, he said, I'm not going to let you pretend anymore. So I'm going to have you confront your sin. We read in 2 Samuel that God sends Nathan the prophet to confront Daniel. In fact, you guys got to go read the story. It's really, really cool. And I don't know if you realize this, but David has no idea, right? I mean, he realizes that he served the gods of God, right? That, this God he serves spoke stars into their places, planets, and all this stuff. I don't know what came over him, but I'm sure we can relate that we got one over God. Because have you guys ever did that? I got this, I didn't even catch me this thing, right? Well, they was having one of those, dark moments that we all do have. And so, I can imagine when Nathan came up and started, because how it goes is Nathan tells a story of somebody doing somebody else wrong. And then he asks David, so what would you do? And David says, well, blah, 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 blah. He goes, then you need to do it. And then something crazy happens, right? When David is confronted, he acknowledges his horrible sin against God. It's crazy. Scripture tells us that he fell to the ground before God, and out of his confession we receive now the beautiful Psalm 51. It's an amazing psalm of confession. It's great. In fact, I'm going to read one part to you that's our title, and I pray that you guys read the rest of it. But you see, the sin that David had committed is eating at him. But he's trying not to let it bother him. Right? We know how it is. They go do something wrong. Oh, I'm not going to let it bother me. But it's always on your mind. Yeah, if it's always on your mind, then it's bothering you. Right? And you have it a good time all the time. The thing up, guess what? It's bothering you. So David is having this problem. And the great thing, and why I can say this, is because when David is confronted, he didn't go, let me think about what you're talking about. He says he fell to the ground. That means he was broken, he was crushed. Right? So let me read just one verse of the Psalms 51. It's verse 10. It says, create in me a clean heart, O God. Renew a loyal spirit within me. You see, I love that because it's cry out to God. It's a cry that David is asking God to help him with something he cannot take care of. See, the passage reveals an aftergrowth and outworking of his sin. It's starting to reveal how he was just building up, and one lie became another lie and another lie to finally his life was a whole lie. Now, David, I love it because he knew he was wrong. Have you ever been in a place where you know you're wrong, but you're so far in it, you don't know how to correct it? Right? And that's what David's at. And that's why I love the heart of God, because he knows that we need help, and so he sends Nathan to, tug at David. And when David gets tugged, his spirit is broken because he falls through the ground and he's going, man. Let me share a story with you guys really quick. When I was working with the Civil Service contract up here in the military, I was involved in drugs and stuff, and I used to pray, Lord, help me to get free from this monster because I cannot. I want to be free, but I don't want to be free. I don't know if you understand that. And so I was doing coke, ice, and weed, and all this stuff, and drinking on our lunch break. I knew the people at the bar at Nani, so would drive down and have a liquid diet, we called it, and I was so bad, and I would pray for help, but I used to say to the Lord, I don't know how to help myself, because I'm trapped by these monsters. And one day I got caught for drug test. I've been there like 15 years, got past everything. Why was it this time? I really believe, but like I was talking in this message here, that the Lord, that cry out to the Lord, he heard. And he sent me help. The help didn't come in the form of the way I wanted to come, but it came, and because of that, I'm set free from drugs. I have a whole new outlook on life. I'm blessed, I'm in love with the Lord, and I cannot explain how grateful I am for that drug test that changed my life. At first I was angry, frustrated, and with God and everything, and I realized God only answered what I asked for. I just didn't realize that I was so bad off that the only way to save me would be a dramatic way. Well, that dramatic changed my life dramatically. And so, here David is going through the same routine. It's just a different scenario. And we might be going through that somewhere in our lives. I don't know where you're at. But, when we cry out to the Lord, I want you guys to understand He loves you. He hears you. Now, it may not come in the form that you want to receive it, but if you really trust God and want to move forward, then you have to receive what is coming, because correction never feels good. I don't care what kind of correction. That sucks. But correction is needed in order that we can get out of the slums and move into the place of grace and mercy. So, if you read Psalms 51, the description is really cool because it says this chapter is regarding Nathan the prophet who came to David after committing adultery with Sheba. And so they start breaking it down. It's really cool. I wanted us to look at a couple of things that can be found. I'm just going to give you 2 gems tonight from verse 10 where David writes, "Create in me a clean heart, O God, and renew a right spirit within me." The first gem is the need in our lives. There's a need in our lives for cleansing. Okay? We need cleansing. Now, the problem is when we hear these words, we start thinking that how can we reach the impossible? Alright? How can we be purified? How can we be perfect? How can we be sanctified in a way that we're able to please God? Well, you need to understand this. Anything that we can do on our own according to Scripture, is rags to the Lord. We are sanctified, made holy, set apart by receiving Jesus Christ as our Lord and Savior. You see, Jesus died on the cross. By dying on the cross, He took the burden of sin off of us. Or the consequences, I should say, of sin off of us. The consequences of sin is eternal separation from us and God. Now, when Jesus Christ died, He took that. So when we say, Jesus, I receive you as my Lord and Savior, what that does is that it removes the curse of sin. We are no longer sinful men or women, but according to Scripture, holy priests of the Most High God. Now when you hear that, you're kind of like tripping. I know I used to trip. Being a holy priest, I'm nasty, right? Well, I'm not a holy priest by my own doing. I'm a holy priest by the blood of Jesus Christ. And so this is why we need to understand that in order to be a good Christian, it doesn't mean that we need to be perfect, right? Because no one anybody perfect. You can be the nicest person and you're going to have some kind of imperfection. What makes you a great believer is understanding that you have flaws, confessing those flaws with a true remorse, and allowing Jesus' blood to remove the stain. Man, that makes becoming a Christian for me so much easier. That means the bar was set up here, but Jesus Christ died and he reached the bar. Yeah, through His help, I'm able to reach the bar. I don't have to do it by myself. So, when you have those weak moments where you're lusting, prideful, jealous, or whatever, that's all sin. Right? But when you confess, Lord, I got all jealous because I really wanted that car and that scrub got the car. I'm sorry, Lord. Kind of stuff. You just go, oh, Lord, I just was really kind of jealous. I'm sorry. If you wanted me to have the car, Lord, I know you would have gave that to me. But there's something else going on that's more important than the car. Help me to recognize it. The Lord's blown away. You see, and what happens is the Lord's heart starts to flood. He goes, now, you see, that's why you belong to me. You got the right heart. And then all of a sudden I realized that I stirred the heart of my God, not because I'm perfect, but because I'm imperfect. This is why the Scripture says that in our weaknesses, God's strength is revealed. Right? And so all of a sudden I'm like, oh Lord, being a Christian is so much easier. Of course I'm not supposed to be ugly, but when that time happened, Lord, if I'm really sorry, you wash that away from me as far as the east is from the west, never to see again. Man, I think I can do this. Right? Paul writes in Romans 3:23, all have sinned and fall short of the glory of God. So what that means is that all of us are imperfect. Even the best of us. Right? Even myself as the pastor. And I'm doing a devotional that is I found it, and it's meant just for pastors. Because people think pastors are supposed to float. Well, at 250 I don't float. Okay, at least not on land. But the devotional that I'm reading is titled Pastors Are People Too. And I love it because, I read some of this stuff and it was, that's what they think that, you can get mad or you always gotta be nice. Sometimes I wake up, I'm hungry. I got fangs out, everything, and I need to pray and have those fangs disappear. And, and like I said, somebody irking me at work, I don't go, oh, God bless you, like this, stop it, bro. Right? You're irritating me, and so I gotta, oh Lord, help me, because I think I'm better way to say it, but who wants to say it better when I really want them to understand how I feel, and all this stuff, you guys know the whole thing. And so, I want us to hear what is important is that we start praying when we find ourselves being stuck in a place, to ask God to change our heart when He cleanses it. Yeah. And when I use the word change in this sense, I'm talking about renewing. Yeah. changing means you just kind of go through the motion, right? But when you have a heart of change, right? When you have a new heart, you want to do it all different. When I got free from drugs, I realized that was my passion from the beginning. But I got addicted, and that was a battle. It was like, I want to, but I don't want to, and then it's going like this. And I had to really, through the help of AA and all these different groups that I went to, I refound my relationship with Jesus. Believe it or not, it was through AA that I had to find a higher power, and I decided to call on Jesus. And in that walk or that journey of my life, I realized that I really wanted to change. But a part of me figured, well, this is just how it's supposed to be. And I was accepting the norm. When I realized, and what I didn't realize is that I served a God of extraordinary things. And I was too busy wanting to be ordinary. I was like, no, I'm going to change this. And I decided at that moment that God into my life and take full control. And, my family will tell you they don't know how I did it, but it was quick for me. But it wasn't easy. It was hard, but I was determined to be set free. So what happened was I needed a changed heart. You know what that meant? I needed a whole new life. A whole new group of people that I was surrounding me with. I stopped hanging out with all my friends. I stopped, going places where I usually go and decided to go to the different places, One was church, I never used to go to church. What do you go to church for? I started to go to church and I started realizing what God wanted from me. I heard about this blessing stuff and all this stuff, and I'm like, that's nice, it's probably for somebody else. But I started to just stick with it, and then as I started going to church, I had some new friends. I started changing my life, I started changing the way I do things, and before you know it, my whole life changed. And my friends used to make fun of me, like, oh yeah, you're holy now and all that. I used to get mad, and stuff like that, and then just let it go. But here's the crazy thing today. Those friends will call me and ask for prayers, right? And I'm like, awesome, right? They make fun of me, but, I gotta admit that because of what Jesus has done, they see something different, and maybe they're not in that area of their life where they want to change, but when they do, I've given them a place to find hope. Does that make sense? In Jesus. You see, so when we ask God for help, I want you to realize this: God will help you. And the problem with us is that we're so into fast service, right? That if God doesn't answer us immediately, we think God doesn't want to answer our prayer or God doesn't love us. Well, God isn't the drive-thru at McDonald's. God is not a drive-thru service. The Lord we serve is a God of relationships. And we need to understand that the Lord will release blessings in our life as we grow in our relationship with Him. Now, salvation is free. I don't care where you're at. You can be a drunk, an addict, whatever. If you want to receive Jesus Christ right where you're at and how you are, all you have to do is confess with everything within you, your heart and soul, that you understand that Jesus Christ is Lord and Savior. Guess what? Salvation is yours. After that comes the work, where now we work at becoming the likeness of who we say we believe in. Does that make sense? So, David asked, and God gave him the strength and the power to change his heart. We need to have brand new hearts, man. Whatever you're struggling with, if there is a sin that's happening over and over and over in your life, you probably don't want to confess it to nobody. It's up to you. If you want something miraculous, ask God to send somebody to you. But be ready when they start laying out your laundry. Okay? You might not like it. But I want you guys to hear this. There is power in confessing our wrongs. We're set free. And when we are set free, the devil can no longer use that to hinder our walk with God. You see, every time you're going to want to move forward in your relationship with God, if we have hidden sin, guess what? The devil's going to stir it up. Oh, you want to walk with God? How about if somebody found out this about you? Oh, what if this and that? And all of a sudden, there's I just kind of like walking every day. Yeah? When we talk about salvation, how many of you guys realize that salvation isn't ours simply by speaking? Yes, you guys got me. Just because you ask doesn't mean you say. We need to read Scripture. And Scripture is so crazy because it says, confess with all of you, your spirit, your soul, your heart, everything. And then you say, you know what happens when you do that? It's a relationship. Right? You get to a place that goes, you know what? I have nothing to hide from you. I give you all of me. And that starts off a relationship. You know, a lot of times the problem within a relationship is all the hiding and all the secrets. Well, if you want a good relationship, and I definitely want one with God, I have to confess all my sin to Him and ask Him to remove it from my heart. Because some of those sins I like doing. Anybody here like sinning? Yeah? Thank you, you honest people. Oh, people like to. Everybody else doing it. I don't like to sin. They're sinning right now. Yeah, they're so prideful. They don't want to sin. But we can tend to like sin. You know? What kind of person are you? You know, we talked about it last week. You know, like, I'm a very, I am now a very aggressive person now. So I get mad fast. And that's silly. Right? So I always say something, especially with my wife. If it's I'm like, Wah! And when I do that, Wah! It feels kind of good. I want to go, Wah! You know? And then I'm like, ooh, let's do it again. You know, like, okay, what's up? You know? And I'm like, oh, man, I gotta calm down. Right? So here's the thing. We need to acknowledge that, Lord, I'm struggling with this. I need a brand new heart. Help me to change it. One of the things I've done, and I still do it today, is when I'm struggling with something, I always pray about it in this way. Lord, I need a new heart. Lord, I need a new heart. Every time that thought of sinning coming up, Lord, I need a new heart. You know, and because that word new heart it's in my brain when I see it, my heart tells me, my spirit tells me, well, you cannot have a new heart. You're still hanging on to the old one. And let it go. Let it go. And eventually, as I continue to say that, I find myself thinking less and less of my problem or my sin and spending more time focusing on the Lord. It's really crazy. Right? That's how I stopped swearing. You know, I used to swear a lot. You know, and the only way I could stop was every time I swore, I praised Jesus. I was praising Jesus so much in one day, I was amazed. He was probably amazed. Eventually what happened was, anytime I wanted to cuss or anything, automatically the thing that came out of my mouth was a praise. And then I realized, wow, I don't swear anymore. But I have to make effort into changing. Yeah, I needed something new. So, David knew that he spoke to a God that spoke planets into their places and told the moon and sun to come up during day and night and all this stuff. So he knew that if he could ask the Lord to change his heart, it wouldn't be a problem. We need to ask God to change our hearts. The second gem is having contrition. It's just it's a heart of it's like remorse. It means that your inner self is crushed and it's so remorseful, so sad that you don't just feel bad, you feel horrible. And it says in Psalms 51:17, the sacrifice you desire is a broken spirit. You will not reject a broken and repentant heart, O God. And I want you guys to hear this because this is a clue to releasing kingdom activity in your life. You want more of the Holy Spirit's presence. You want more of God's heart and God's blessings. And you need to realize that God desires us to come before Him with a broken heart when we've done things wrong. Not the kind of heart we're like that. You see, we must get to that point where sin doesn't just feel junk, but it feels horrible. That it hurts us badly. Why? Because it hurts God. It means that we are determined, we desire to do things different. Right? When you're truly sorry, you want to do things different, right? When you're not sorry, you let do them again. Right? Oh, I never mean to talk about you as soon as they leave you talking again. Yeah, you never really mean it. You just wanted them to think that you meant it so that next time you talk about them, you could really break their spirit. Right? But the Lord says, if you are truly sorry of what you do or have done, you are determined, you desire to do things differently. So we got to ask ourselves, are we desiring to do things differently? Is there something in our life that is hindering God's blessing to fall in our lives? And we better do something about it. What is it? Maybe it's reading. You know that reading the Word of God is mandatory? Do you know that worshiping the Lord is mandatory? Do you know that praying is mandatory? If you are a believer, then it's mandatory. You go, praying? Yeah, because praying has two different forms of worshiping. One, it worships and acknowledges Jesus Christ as Lord and Savior. Second, it reveals that I have a relationship with God. You ever notice that when you're praying, you go into a whole big conversation with God? I can be praying and I'll pray. So we have a person that we need to pray for every day, right? Hopefully you guys are praying for me guys. So I pray for one person that God, that I pray every day. And how I do it is this way. I wake up and I say good morning to the Lord, and then I say, okay, what else I gotta do? Oh, I gotta pray for the person on the day. And I pray for that person. Then I'm praying like, Lord, I don't know what to pray for that person. I don't know what they're feeling and all that kind of stuff, right? Well, if they have a junk day, Lord, then you can bless their day and whatever, yeah? And all of a sudden I start having a conversation with the Lord about the person I'm praying for. Well, I know this and I know that, Lord, but you know this. And so you must have an idea of what you want to do. And all of a sudden I'm having a conversation about the person I'm supposed to be praying for in the form of a prayer. It's really crazy. You might think I'm maybe at work. I guess I am. But that's what happens. And I spend a good half an hour or so praying for the person I'm supposed to be praying for. And then I go into my own devotions and stuff like that. But you see, we gotta be determined to want to do things different. I found this on the internet. I thought it was really cool. There's a little story talking about how we need to have a heart that really wants to change. It says this, the story of a man who owed the IRS some money. He wrote, I haven't been able to sleep lately because last year when I filed my income tax form, I deliberately misrepresented my income. I'm enclosing a check for $50, and if I still cannot sleep, I'll send the rest of the money. How many of us live like that? Lord, forgive me about this, but if I really cannot sleep, then I'll ask forgiveness for the other part. We are hindering our relationship. We are sabotaging our faith. See, this attitude isn't an attitude that is crushed before God. It is an act of rationalizing, explaining, excuses, right? defending and even justifying our sin. Wrong is wrong, and we got to take care of it. Contrite heart doesn't seek to blame circumstances on other people or on God. You notice that when David was confronted, he didn't go, Nathan, you don't know, Bathsheba was trying to pull me in. She knew I was on the roof and she takes a bath at the same time, right? And all this stuff. He could have blamed, God, you knew what was going to happen, so why did you make me stay home? Well, David didn't blame God or Bathsheba. He blamed himself. He says, Lord, I'm at fault. Yet, isn't it true that many times when we are confronted, we do a lot of blaming all the time, right? Everybody else is doing it, so what's wrong if I do it? Or I'm just treating them like how they treat me, right? So if they're treating me horrible, I treat them horrible, I'm just doing the same thing back. Or it's not personal, it's just business, right? Or it's not my fault that the devil was really working at me. I hear this a lot. The devil was coming after me, he was really stressing me out and pressuring me. Give me a break. Enough of blaming other people for our own stuff. Let's own our stuff and let's clean it up. Right? You see, if we're going to have a clean heart, we need to truly feel broken for the sin that is living in us. There's something wrong going on in us. You know it. Right? Each of you know what you're dealing with in your life, and you know it's sin. And you've made some kind of excuse to deal with it. Well, you know what? You can continue to live like that, sabotage your relationship and your salvation with God, or you can make the decision to change. One of my friends at work, I invited them again to church, right? And I'm a joker. I like to have fun. I like to see people have fun. And if they get hurt, I laugh. I'm horrible, right? And so we're having this thing here now. One of the workers goes, I need to pray. I go, you need to go to church is what you need. And they go, one day I'm going to make it. I go, well, you know what? One day you'll die too. And the person goes, wow, why you have to be so dramatic for? I go, no, I'm just trying to really hit bases here because that's the reality. We keep saying one day. Well, one day will come and you will die and you will lose your opportunity. And the person was like, Jesus, you scare me. I go, good. This is why we need to understand. For such a time as this is our moment to make our hearts right with God, to get our spirit in the place where we recognize who God is and God is able to use us. What a blessing to be used by God. What a blessing to be able to say, Lord, you know what? I'm not the most perfect person, but I am willing to go where you want me to go. Just tell me. Right? And it's so funny because it's in our insufficiencies that God releases His strength, and people go, wow, how you did it? You have no idea how much I was praying. Right? Keller has a testimony about, she actually got to speak in one of the schools she taught at, and she was all terrified and everything, and I heard that there was a blast, that she was a guest speaker, and it turned out to be really huge and a blessing. But before all that, she can probably tell you that she was up all night trying to figure out what was going on and how things were going to happen. But when you trust God and you let God be God, great stuff happens. Right? That's probably one of those moments where you go, oh man, I really didn't need that, but that was so awesome because that allowed me to drive deeper into a spiritual relationship with Jesus because I needed power, I needed strength, I needed wisdom. You see, a lot of times we get mad or upset when we go through trials and tribulations, but it's in trials and tribulations that we're able to find our spirit tested and refined to the place where we can say, wow, I made it. God's saw me through. And it's crazy stuff. Right? So, David, in his weakness, loved God so much that when he was confronted, he confessed to God that he was messed up. And this is what I love about God. I'll be you guys, think about it. David's sin led from adultery to murder to deceit. Right? All this stuff going on. And the Lord says about David, David is a man after my own heart. What? All of a sudden, I start feeling pretty good. What was the difference? What made the big difference in David's life for God? A heart that was broken because he disappointed his God and sin. And when he made correction, God said, you're the man. I love you. I don't know if that does anything for you guys, but that trips me out. That when I confess my weaknesses to the Lord and my failures, and I say, I'm really sorry when I was trying and I messed up, He goes, I love you. Thank you for telling me. We're going to work on that. You may fail a couple more times, but eventually, that heart of yours will be victorious over that problem, over that sin. How's that? Now, Proverbs 28:13 tells us, he who covers his sin will not prosper, but whoever confesses and forsakes them will have mercy. We need to understand that we gotta continue to confess. Stop hiding everything. I think that's the problem. Too many times we hide it. Yeah? We mad at somebody, not gonna say nothing, but when you see them, you do think hi. Yeah, and then instead of being like, or like you hugging and you can tell the different hugs, yeah? You can tell the hugs of somebody that mad at you. Yeah? They can get germs. And the one that love you, they hey, something wrong with that hug, sucker. You don't like me, huh? But here's the thing. If we can just start to share, especially in the church, right? Because I want us to hear, this is talking about the people of God. Now, if we have a problem, let's go and take care of it. I'm not saying that it's going to be nice and clean. It might be very messy. But allow the heart to be shared, and then back off and allow the hearts to mend. Right? You cannot keep poking at somebody's wound and expect them to say, I like you. Right? But they're going to find other words to share with you that you're not going to like. We all fall short of the glory of God. We all sin. We all make mistakes. A relationship with Jesus is what saves us, not perfection. With that said, we must strive to do the best we can. Right? We must strive. Just because it's through relationship we save, it doesn't mean, I'm going to have a relationship with Jesus, but, I'm not going to change. I'm not going to try. No, you've got to try. You see, because if I have a relationship with Jesus, I love Jesus, I want to reflect Jesus, guess what? I got to act different. Right? When I say I love you, I got to mean it. If I don't, then I am a liar and therefore sinning. And God isn't my Father. Who becomes my Father? The Father of lies, Satan. Our words, our choices are a whole lot bigger than we think they are concerning our spiritual, physical, and emotional status. So we need to make the decision. What are we going to do? Are we mess up? Are we going to cry out to the Lord? Or are we going to try to hide it? My suggestion is this. Find at least one person to confess to. Don't confess to the whole church, okay? And even choose the right people you confess to, because, in case you kids don't know the gossipers in the church. Yeah. They came like that outside and came in as gossipers. Jesus still working on them. Right? Last week we did Mr. Pride. He came outside, he found Jesus, and he's in here. Mr. Pride still needs work. Waianae, just roll her eyes. She still needs work. And stuff like that. And he's jealous over here. She still needs work. But as we continue to work with each other to reveal the love of God to each other, we're going to start to get healed. And, God is no longer going to be jealous. Why? Because she just read scripture. According to the Lord, I get everything I need. There's nothing that I don't have that hasn't been given to me by God. And if there's a need, the Lord says, all I got to do is ask. Right? Mr. Pride doesn't have to be prideful anymore because everything that's happening to him, everything that's been blessed to him, has been given to him by God. Therefore, all glory and praises to God. He says, roll your eyes out there, Waianae. Instead of rolling her eyes all over, she rolls it to him and, I serve a good God. Right? So, understand this, the church isn't perfect. We have a lot of people who are sick. The only difference is that we're sick people in love with Jesus, and Jesus is healing us little by little. And we will be completely healed on the day He calls us up to heaven, where we will no longer deal with sickness, sin, crying, and all that stuff. But until then, this is what we have. We got to make a choice on how we want to use it to bring glory to the Lord or to have self-satisfaction. They both lead to different places.